In February of 2023, Randy and I spent a perfect 36 hours in Rome. They weren't perfect because everything went perfectly smoothly or I chose all the best restaurants. They were perfect because our efforts and choices were good enough in the enchanted city of Rome. We met there after traveling separately the week before, Randy in Italy for work and me with one of our daughters in Spain. We rented an apartment near the Spanish Steps. I really liked that location. It was so nice just to walk around. There were lots of shops right in that area too, some very expensive and some more moderately priced. Of course, the first thing we visited were the Spanish Steps and the Keats Shelley house. One of the things we both really like about Rome is just walking around and looking at the beautiful buildings. You don't even have to know what you're looking at to enjoy the scenery. Of course, everywhere there are reminders of Rome's glorious past, including the Roman obelisk at the top of the Spanish Steps. It's Roman, not Egyptian. After a brief rest in the afternoon, we headed back out to find dinner. Before dinner, though, we stopped at the Trevi Fountain. This was our first time seeing it because the first time we'd gone to Rome, the Trevi Fountain was being renovated. Before I'd seen it in person, I didn't think I'd really care about it that much. But it's one of those things where in person it's much more beautiful than the pictures can convey. An unexpected benefit of being in Rome in winter was that the churches were still open when it was dark outside. And I really loved the feeling of stepping in out of the dark and cold into the brightly lit and gorgeous churches. We walked by the Roman Stock Exchange, although we didn't know what it was at the time. It was clearly an ancient temple before it was a stock exchange. And we got to see the Pantheon. I love the Pantheon. It was my favorite place on our first trip to Rome. Seeing it at night was really something. I loved the way it was lit. And I also liked walking around back where you could see the arches and the columns that were embedded in the building structure. We made kind of an odd choice for dinner, Trinity College Irish Pub. Randy had been in Italy all week and he was sort of ready for a break from Italian food, and they did have a lot of gluten-free beer for him. I wasn't really thrilled with my dinner, so we bought some chestnuts from a chestnut seller. Because the next day was Sunday, we had to get a timed entry for the Pantheon. I'm glad we went to the trouble. I really just loved being inside that building. Our main destination for the day, though, were the Capitoline Museums. I wanted to see the old Roman statues, Marcus Aurelius, Romulus and Remus. Both of us quickly became enamored with all the animal sculptures, and we took a few too many pictures of animals carved in marble or granite. We were tired though, and the parts of the museum that weren't from ancient Rome didn't interest us as much. We went out on the terrace, which is a great place if you want to have a cup of coffee or have a meal right there. We just sat down for a while and talked to the seagulls and enjoyed the amazing view over the Forum and over to the Colosseum. For lunch, we walked all the way over to the Trastevere part of Rome. We'd read about this restaurant, DOC, and had an amazing meal there. They specialize in dishes with raw beef, but they also have pinza, the Roman version of pizza, so there's something for everyone. After lunch, we visited the Church of St. Paul outside the walls. This was an important visit for us, a personal pilgrimage to the grave of St. Paul the Apostle. Christians have venerated Paul here since his death in the 60s AD. It was one of the oldest churches built by Constantine after Christianity was legalized by the Roman Empire. A fire in the 1800s destroyed most of the original church, so I was surprised it was as beautiful as it was, and that it was so Byzantine. By the end of the day, we were tired, but so happy, and so in love with each other and Rome.